Hey howdy hey, how is everybody doing, and welcome back to Disney Daily. Disney movies have played some kind of role in many of our childhoods, whether it was the overall message of the movie, the cool action-packed scenes, or relating to a character on a deeper, more personal level. They are classic from beginning to end that we can't imagine any other way. But what if I told you some of your favorite films had scenes that were cut and never made it to the screen? Well, in today's video, I talk about 5 deleted scenes from popular Disney movies. Number 5. First up, we have Frozen. Now, this movie didn't just cut one scene, but rather they deleted an entire storyline. In the original version of Frozen, Elsa was actually the villain, and Hans and Anna were the heroes. Peter Del Vecchio, the film's producer, gave some insight into the original plot. He said when they first started the project, Elsa and Anna were not intended to be sisters and were not even royal. Del Vecchio says Elsa was intended to be a dark ice queen who was pure evil. In this other story, instead of Coronation Day, Elsa was to be wed, except she was left at the altar by her lover, so she freezes her heart so that she could never love again. There was even a huge battle intended for the end where Elsa creates a whole army of snowmen to fight for her. However, creators felt that the story wasn't original enough and that it would be hard for audiences to connect with Elsa. Number 4. Now, next on our list is a scene that was changed in Toy Story. It was originally way more dark and twisted and doesn't make Woody look very nice. This part of the movie was introduced by a Pixar creator who thought the movie needed more of an edge. Now, during this scene, Andy is going to Pizza Planet and can only bring one toy along with him. All the toys begin placing bets on who they think the boy will pick. Buzz reaches out to shake Woody's hand. However, Woody tricks Buzz and throws him out of the window, closing the blinds behind him. Woody tells the other toys that he just slipped and that he tried to help him. However, the toys don't fall for it and are outraged. So outraged that Slinky suggests that they all throw Woody out the window. Now, what's crazy is this one scene almost caused the whole production to shut down, and it actually resulted in the story being reworked. Additionally, Roy Disney called the piece of animation the worst thing he had ever seen. Number 3. This deleted scene comes from the movie Cars. It's hard to imagine, but this upbeat, heartfelt, action-packed movie originally had a very sad and eerie scene. Now, don't get me wrong, this movie is already sad. I mean, when the cars all reminisce about the days when their town wasn't a forgotten wasteland, who doesn't get emotional? But the movie almost contained another tearjerker moment that ultimately didn't sit well with creators. In this scene, Lightning McQueen discovers a graveyard while trying to find his way back to the interstate. He discovers tons of corpses of other cars that have been all left behind to rust and fall apart. He also stumbles upon a ghost-like car with 3 branches for arms that tries to grab him. Number 2. Our next deleted treasure comes from one of my favorites, Beauty and the Beast. And while this deleted gem found its way into the Broadway musical version of Beauty and the Beast, it didn't make it to the original cut of the animated movie. Creators cut a huge musical number, 11 minutes worth to be exact, called Human Again, which was sung by all the enchanted objects in the castle. In the song, favorites such as Lumiere and Mrs. Potts reminisce on what it was like to be a human. I personally wish they had kept this song because it would have allowed audiences to understand these beloved characters on a deeper level. It could have illustrated not only their daily struggles adjusting to their new lives, but all the magical moments they took for granted before as a human. In my opinion, it would have added a completely different layer to the story, which is arguably as important as how Belle falls for the Beast. Number 1. Now, at this point, it should go without saying that many scenes are often cut because they are far too dark or gruesome for young audiences. In the case of Tarzan, this is no different. In the opening scene, you may recall that a young couple becomes shipwrecked on an island with their young son, who we know to be Tarzan. Eventually, we get a very subtle and a very brief version of how the couple is killed, which centers around an attack by a leopard. However, in an unused storyboard, the film shows the attack in a much more horrifying and detailed way. The scene also shows a last attempt of survival by Tarzan's father. It is a bloody battle between the man who tries to defend himself with a rifle against the predator, but he ultimately perishes. Well, that concludes this episode of Disney Daily. My question for you all is, who is your favorite character from either Cars or Tarzan? As always, thanks for being my guest here at Disney Daily. Until next time.